Yes, good evening, everyone in the USA, all over the world, Canada, Long Island, aka Strong Island, plus the five spots of Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island, and Queens. I'm your man, G Money Stacks, aka the misunderstood lonely nomad, aka the Gregonator, YouTuber, host with the most, the unstoppable independent podcaster, and rookie podcaster of Queens, New York. And you are now listening, tuning in, and rocking with the 129th episode of Off the Meat Rack Chainz New York podcast. And we got a jam packed show for you today. For starters, we are live and direct from StreamYard, YouTube, and alongside of myself is Instagram Live of the podcast show page. Make sure you guys turn on your notifications on Instagram, which is Off the Meat Rat Chainz New York podcast on there. And for the most part, do the same on YouTube. Grab that subscribe button. Make sure you tap that noti bell so you can be reminded when the show goes in the air via live stream. Make sure you leave a like and a comment along with the episodes. Plus, make sure you stay tuned for upcoming episodes, more video content, previous episodes. Make sure you download your favorite episodes. Make sure you share the videos, share the episodes, and I will go over the rest of the audio streaming platforms and give y'all some free game at the end of the show. All right. Now, I want to get into a little thing that I like to call mental check-in. All right, so how am I doing mentally, physically, and spiritually, you ask? Well, for starters, mentally, I am okay. Um, Physically and spiritually, I am all right. Although I did come across here's a little quick story about what happened at work yesterday. So I try to help out this customer, right? Who dropped her box where she has a whole bunch of groceries in a shopping cart. And all of a sudden, she just went fucking ballistic. She went fucking ballistic and shit. And then she quickly puts everything in her trunk of the car. And then all of a sudden, she blurts out Black Lives Matter. I'm like in my head, what does that have to do with you dropping a box out of a shopping cart with all the groceries you brought? Does that make any sense? I had to laugh at this. I was laughing so hard yesterday about this right there, man. Believe it or not, folks, it's just not. This is not one of those times where you where you look at a customer who accidentally dropped something out of a shopping cart, which is a box, by the way. I didn't know what it was, but you know what I'm saying. But and I'm like, yo, listen, and I even and I'm like, listen, there's a time and a place for everything, right? But at the same time, man, like you randomly blur out Black Lives Matter and stuff like I'm like, yo, what are you talking about? Like, come on. Like, I get that you want to be heard and such and such, right? But at the same time, it could be flat out mad annoying. Listen, I get it. Lost too many lives due to renegade cops. I get that, and along with other people, I get that. But at the same token, it could get very, very, very annoying with the hashtags and the same quotes that I be seeing on Instagram all the time. If you're neutral, you side with the oppressor. I'm getting tired of seeing that shit. Okay, like really, this is like this is like the this is like yo. Anytime I see something like anytime I see somebody who actually ends up being a nuttier than peanut butter, especially when it comes to groceries and stuff like that. Yo, I just gotta laugh it off, man. That's what I'm going. It's just so fucking funny to me, man. Like I can't even imagine this, man. But but nah, man. I just wanted to get that off my chest, man. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to get it off my chest though. Like it's just, so yeah. Now physically and spiritually, I am doing all right. Now, for the most important thing that I want you guys to do is to make sure you reach out to your loved ones, like your your wives, your husbands, your boyfriends, your girlfriends, your friends, even family members or whatever that's kind of going through something um internally, where there's dark places, whatever it is though, man. Because you know, mental health matters. It's not a taboo subject, folks. So there is no good time to reach out to somebody. The same way there is no time frame to actually, text or call somebody or even email or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's all about doing the best you can by following your mind, your soul, your heart, and your instincts. Because common sense is not fucking common. You know what I'm saying? There you go, right there. Um, all right, so what we're gonna do here, we're gonna go into a little segment, which is one of hold on. Before I even go into that shit, um, okay, before I even go into that shit though, I want to go into some transit news, which is called the New York Mass Transit Files, folks. Yes, it is. So here we go, right here. I'm actually gonna I'm actually gonna use two sound effects though. So let's use um hold on a minute here. We'll use this. All right. We need to talk about this whole mass mandate shit in regards to mass transit. So here it is. All right. So for those of you who may not heard what's been going on with the whole mass mandate with mass transit, listen to this. And this is from amny.com website. So you guys are more than welcome to check out some stories in transit, things to do, eat and drink, all that other good stuff on there. So here we go. The federal government will extend its max mandate on public transportation and air travel for another month until April 18th. What? April 18th? Jeez Louise. April 18th? Are you serious? Like, really though? Really though? It's bad enough that people are tired of it's bad enough people are tired of doing all this extra shit though, man. You know what I mean? It's bad enough. It's bad enough that people are tired of wearing face covers and stuff. So you know what I mean? And I just and I have to agree. It's just it makes it more difficult for people to breathe, you know what I'm saying? And I actually feel their pain. You know what I mean? So there you go right there, man. So that was just my take on that shit though. So the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention will will recommend to Transportation Security Administration to continue its directive for face coverings in transit and inside stations as it was set to expire on March 18th, according to a spokesperson for the CDC. During that time, CDC will work with government agencies to help inform a revised policy framework for when and under what circumstances masks should be required in the public transportation corridor, said Jasmine Reed in a statement. The new policies will be based on COVID-19 infections, risk of new variants, national data, and the latest science, the rep added. We will communicate any updates publicly if and or when they change, Reed said. Mass transit remains one of the few public settings where masks are still required in New York, along with healthcare facilities and group homes, prisons and jails, and homeless shelters. Mayor Eric Adams on Monday dropped the mask mandate in kindergarten through 12th grade schools, along with the city's proof of vaccination program for indoor venues like restaurants and gyms, known as Key to New York City. Governor Kathy Hochul let the statewide mandate for schools expire on March 2nd, following revisited CDC guidance, which group areas into low, medium, or high community levels, depending on their case rates, hospitalizations, and hospital bed capacity. Hochul previously let the mandate for face coverings inside businesses sunset on February 10th. Amid COVID numbers declining following the winter surge fueled by the Omicron variant in December and January. Mask compliance on MTA subways and buses has started to decline, according to agency stats. However, the latest data is from mid February and early March, before the city's other COVID regulations were loosened. The newest figures on buses from February 21st through March 4th show 77% of commuters wore face masks correctly, and 17% donned them incorrectly, with 7% having no mask. On the subways, where the MTA's count are older, from February 7th through the 18th, the figures were 78% who wore a mask correctly, 14% incorrectly, and 8% with no mask. Those stats are down from peaks of 93% correct masking on buses and 90% on subways about a year ago, when COVID-19 vaccines started becoming available to all adults in the state. Ridership has since resumed to routinely topping 3 million strap hangers on a day on subway trains and almost 1.5 million on buses. On Tuesday, um, there were 3,246,273 trips on subways and the Staten Island Railway, or 56.4% of pre-pandemic levels, while bus ridership was 1,259,114, or 54% of 2019 figures. The latest statewide COVID figures show a 7-day average case mortality rate of 1.45% as of March 9th, the lowest since July, and the numbers have been below 2% for 2 weeks, according to the governor's office. Give me 1 minute, 1 second. Okay. Okay. Yes, hospitalizations are at 1,279, down 115 from the day before, and there were 13 new deaths due to the virus, down from 21 the day before. The New York City's positivity average across the week was 0.02% for that time, with the numbers highest in Manhattan at 1.37%, followed by Staten Island at 1.21%, Brooklyn at 0.93%, Queens at 0.89%, and the Bronx at 0.75%. All right. In other trends and news, we need to talk about some stuff right here. Now before I even do this, hold on. Who's this? Hey, Dominique. How you feeling? How you feeling? Hope everything is all right though. I'll hit you up after probably either after my recording or tomorrow, all right? I got you. So too far. This one LIRR station in Queens didn't get MTA's $5 city ticket promotion. Interesting. For 3 weeks, strap hangers have been able to benefit from a $5 flat fare ticket to ride the MTA's two commuter railroads within the city limits during off-peak hours under the so-called city ticket program, except for one station in a working-class neighborhood at the southeastern edge of Queens, where riders will have to pay almost twice that. What in the hell? What in the world? I gotta really hold on. Yo, the Far Rockaway stop on the Long Island Railroad does not offer the discount because trains must go out of the city and make stops along through the five towns just over the Nassau County border before returning to Queens along the route, Metropolitan Transportation Authority officials said. It's literally the only railroad station in the entire network while it's in the city. Travel to and from it requires going through Nassau County, said MTA Deputy Chief of Management and Budget Mark Young during a City Council Transportation Committee hearing Wednesday. The trains on the Far Rockaway branch of the LIRR go through 7 stations outside of the New York City border before veering back into Rosedale, Queens, which is one of the areas I'm familiar with. And Young said with city ticket, Far Rock residents would have to pay only $5 despite traveling a longer distance than someone getting on at the next stop in the suburbs, shelling out the regular $9.25. Fair. But the area's council member Savannah Brooks Powers, who also chairs the transportation committee, pushed the agency should still include the station. Far end quote, Far Rockaway is a part of New York City. It is a part of the great borough of Queens, and the people in Far Rockaway deserve to have that option as well, Brooks Powers said during the March 16th hearing. They have to take an A train ride into the city that takes so long, it takes away time that they can be really spending with family, getting a few extra moments of sleep to have a real balance of quality of life. And because they live in Far Rockaway, they should not be penalized by not having that option. Yeah, that's true. That's true. According to the latest U.S. Census data for the area's zip code, Far Rockaway is nearly 44% Black, 24% Hispanic, and 24% white. And the median household income is $52,605, which is below $67,046 for the whole city. The neighborhood is also at the last stop on the A train subway line, which is a less than 10-minute walk away from the LIRR terminus. An LIRR trip to Penn Station takes a little under an hour, while an A train makes the journey in about 66 minutes. However, trips to other names in southeastern Queens are a good bit faster with the LIRR, such as 23 minutes to Rosedale as opposed to 51 minutes to via two bus lines, or 35 minutes to Jamaica Center compared to an hour, 1 hour and 16 minutes on the subway or 48 minutes on the bus. MTA chairperson and CEO Jenna Lieber told AM New York Metro later Wednesday that the agency is looking at giving the Queens commuters some sort of benefit, even though offering the same city ticket deal is not possible. End quote. It is an anomaly. We very much respect and want to provide benefits to Far Rock, and what we're doing is we're looking at different ways of giving them incentives that would have real value. Even if this one, because of that quick, is not possible, Lieber said during an unrelated press conference at Grand Central Terminal. We think that there might be other ways we can give Far Rockaway Long Island Railroad commuters on the Far Rockaway branch a similar incentive of close to or similar value. The transit honcho added. transit honcho. transit honcho. yeah. oh man. Um the stop has long been a hot topic among transit advocates, according to Lisa Daglian, the executive director of the MTA's in-house rider advocacy group, the Permanent Citizens Advisory Committee. The concern that's been raised is people coming over the border, parking in Far Rockaway, and taking unfair advantage of both parking and a discount that's supposed to be for area residents, said Daglian. The transit booster agreed with Brooks Powers that Far Rockaway should be added to City Ticket and Atlantic Ticket on a on previous fair deal for $5 tickets around the clock at 10 LAWR stations in Brooklyn and Southeast Queens. It's just one of those um vagaries of the station. But it doesn't mean it can't be fixed, she said. We fix hard problems, so we just have to come up with a solution. Yes, there you go, right there. So um okay, I'm gonna actually read some comments on there before I go to the next subject. Okay, this person says the MTA should give express buses a off-peak fare discount for non-elderly disabled riders. The MTA should expand the city ticket program to include or offer something similar to express buses. The XM17 serves Far Rockaway but doesn't travel via Nassau County to get there. This would be a good compromise. Oh sure. Then if I'm going to Inwood, I'll just buy a Far Rockaway cheap ticket and get off at Inwood. That's why it won't work. Do you really think they could have a system where you pay the higher fare, then validate the ticket when you exit at FR to get a rebate. Even if they could, you just make a deal with someone getting off there to do it for you. Um, Big deal. All the rest of the line gets the discount. They rarely provide direct access to Manhattan as well as the branch stops at nonsense local stops along the way. Give the line a break. Okay. Um, I don't really have too much to say on that LIRR stuff because I never took LIRR, so I really don't have any expertise in that particular field. So we're gonna go into the next transit news, which has to do with tapping away the fares. Okay, so this says tapping away the fares. MTA says 76,000 riders hit lucky 13 fare cap with Omni, which stands for One Metro New York. In the first 2 weeks of the MTA's so-called fare capping for Omni, giving subway and bus passengers unlimited rides within a week after 12 taps, 76,000 people have unlocked the free trips. Um, the agency's chief said Wednesday. We couldn't be more thrilled. That's why we created the Lucky 13 program to give our riders a breakthrough. Omni chair MTA chairperson and CEO Jenna Lever said at Grand Central Terminal on March 16th. That amounts to about 228,000 free rides that strap hangers unlocked in the first 14 days after the Metropolitan Transportation Authority rolled out its fare promotion on February 28th. Fare capping automatically switches fare payments with Omni to free rides after 12 taps within a Sunday Monday period, meaning riders pay no more than $33 in that 7-day time frame. In other words, the price of an unlimited weekly MetroCard. Last week, 27% of rides were paid for using Omni, which requires a smart device, contactless bank card, or the MTA's own Omni card, available for $5 at some businesses like bodegas and pharmacies. The MTA plans to phase out the good old MetroCard by 2024. The capping program is a 4-month pilot as part of a package of fair deals the MTA launched at the end of last month to lure back riders. Um, on the Long Island Railroad and Metro North, the agency expanded a flat $5 fare known as City Ticket for commuters railroad trips within the city limits during off-peak hours. Along with a 20 trip pass targeting suburban commuters that are working on a hybrid schedule. Passengers have bought some 473,000 rides with the 20 trip pass, Lever said. The MTA boss celebrated transit workers keeping the system going through the depths of the COVID-19 pandemic, well, aka slamdemic. On the 2-year anniversary of New York City's disastrous first wave of the virus that brought public transportation to its knees. A busy Grand Central on the early Wednesday afternoon was a positive sign, according to Lever. Can you hear the buzzing, Grand Central? This is different. This is back in action the way Grand Central always used to be and always will be, Lever said. After a slump in ridership over the new year due to the outbreak of the Omicron variant, daily trip numbers have returned to routinely topping 3 million on subways in recent weeks. March 10th set a new post Omicron record of 4.8 million riders on subways and buses, surpassing the last milestone on December 10th, according to the MTA. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna look at some comments right here. This person says the MTA should give express buses a off-peak fare discount. The MTA should expand the city ticket program or offer something similar to express buses. There are still areas that lack a subway or commuter rail connection to Manhattan, all of Staten Island, Lake Success, Glendale, etc. I'm I'm sure those communities would love a discount on off-peak express bus fares. Why limit the off-peak fare discounts to the commuter rail within NYC? Why did the MTA get rid of the monthly express bus pass? The least the MTA could do is give express bus riders a similar fare cap that local buses and subway get. Um, and another person says it isn't 13 taps, it is 13 paid taps. Free transfers do not count. This is still a worse deal than the weekly or monthly pass. It costs $33 for a new weekly pass, but 13 taps cost $35.75. Um, so those paying for the pass still save more than Omni users. In addition, you have to use the same device all week to achieve the so-called perk. Give me 1 second. Hold on. What are broken traditions? Um okay, where was I? Yes. In addition, yes, you have to use the same device all week to achieve the so-called perk. You are out of luck if your phone dies. It would have been an actual equivalent deal if the 12th tap was free. Yeah, I have not bought an Omni card yet. Now, do I feel comfortable buying an Omni card over using a phone? Yeah, you could say that. You could say that though. But I'm not gonna get it anytime soon. So most likely it's either next month or probably in May, most likely. So remains to be seen, folks. So that's pretty much it for the transit news. We are going to go to another story. This has to do, hold on a minute here. Another crazy news we got to talk about. Yeah, we're going to get into a thing called chatting all the jazz right here, man. Yeah, let's get into chatting all the jazz right here. Yes, yeah, I've been saving one or two stories in regards to the whole Deltacron shit that I've been hearing about. Um, so so here's what's happening here, and this is from usnews.com. Where has Deltacron been found? The variant has been found in France, Denmark, Germany, the Netherlands, and Belgium, according to um, GI said, an international database of genomic sequences. The two events documented in the U.S. came from Massachusetts, according to Lee. Um, If the development sounds like a deja vu, it could be because previous reports of Deltacron in January were proved to be a laboratory mistake. Really? In early January, a virologist announced the discovery of Deltacron and uploaded dozens of sequences to GISAT. But experts started to voice concerns about the sequences, suggesting they did not point to a new variant. Instead, they pointed to contamination in the laboratory. Jeez. Should people be worried? The fact that the study documented only 2 cases of Delta Omicron recombination events as opposed to a cluster of them suggests that this particular type of recombination probably did not provide a major fitness advantage that might be of concern, according to Lee. If it doesn't have an obvious advantage over other variants, it's unlikely to take hold in the dramatic fashion that previous variants like Delta and Omicron did. The US studies reported that Delta Omicron recombinant viruses were rare, and there is currently no evidence that the 2 Delta Omicron recombinant viruses identified are more transmissible between hosts compared to the circling Omicron lineages. Samaya Swami Nathan, the chief scientist at WHO, tweeted last week, "We have known that recombinant events can occur in humans or animals with multiple circulating variants of COVID-19. Need to wait for experiments to determine the properties of this virus." She noted that the development shows the importance of sequencing analytics and rapid data sharing as we deal with the pandemic, aka slandemic. Lees agrees, noting that when periods of infection are low in the US, the desire to sequence cases can fall. I think for us, what has happened a number of times now is when cases are down, there's a question of how much appetite there is for trying to sustain this even in a non-emergency period, Lee says. He adds that the discovery is good evidence that we should try to keep doing this as much as we can. Should a variant hit the jackpot in the future and become particularly problematic, sequencing can help researchers identify it sooner rather than later, he says. Yeah. Yeah, that remains to be seen, folks. Now, I did hear about another variant. This has to do with a B2. Now, this is what's going on here. And this is from USA Today. Of course, Beijing, if I'm not mistaken, Beijing, um, China ordered a lockdown of 9 million residents of the northeastern city of Changchun on Friday amid a spike in COVID-19 cases. Hold on a minute, let me just split this. Hang on a second, folks. Yeah. Yeah, there we go, right there. Yes. Yes, COVID-19 cases in the area attributed to the highly contagious Omicron variant. Residents are required to remain home with one family member permitted to venture out to buy food and other necessities every 2 days. All all residents must undergo 3 rounds of mass testing, and non-essential businesses have been closed and transport links suspended. The latest lockdowns, which also include Yuchang and its 500,000 people in the eastern province of Shandong, show China is sticking to the draconian approach to the pandemic, aka slandemic, it has enforced for most of the past 2 years, despite some early indications that authorities would use more targeted measures. Really? China reported another 397. Wow. 397 cases of local transmission nationwide on Friday, 98 of them in Jilin province, which surrounds Changchun, a center of the country's auto industry. In the entire province, cases have exceeded 1,100 since the outbreak began last week. Just 2 cases were reported within Changchun itself Friday, bringing its total to 78 in recent days. Authorities have repeatedly pledged to lock down any community where one or more cases are found under China's zero tolerance approach of the slamdemic. Another 93 cases were confirmed in the nearby city of Jilin that bears the same name as the surrounding province. Authorities have already ordered a partial lockdown in the city and served travel links with other cities. Um, Officials of the Jilin Agricultural Science and Technology University have been fired after a cluster of infections was reported on campus, and students complained on social media that those who tested positive were being confined in school libraries and other buildings in poor conditions. The school has registered 74 confirmed cases and transferred more than 6,000 people to quarantine, according to the, the state broadcaster Double CTV. Aerial images show students in hazmat suits lining up in the cold and dark, waiting to be transferred. Woo! Oh yeah, oh yeah. That's crazy right there, man. Oh, let me look up this. Let me look up this other shit in terms of the B2. Hold on a second. B wait, B2 um variant discovered. Hold up a sec. Been meaning to talk about this too. Hold on. Wait for this shit to um wait for this shit to load. Hold on a minute here. Okay. Okay, let me see, let me see, let me see, let me see. Let's take a look at the um wait a minute, B2, B2. I did hear this. Oh Lord. Wait a minute here. Wait a minute here. Okay, here we go. All right, New York Times. One of my favorite sites, of course. Um, Here's what's happening here. As the Omicron coronavirus surges subsides, this is basically um, subsides. Researchers are keeping an eye on a highly transmissible subvariant known as BA2. Many epidemiologists suspect that it may reverse the decline of cases in the United States, but doubt that it will cause a large new spike. Here's what we know so far about BA2. Listen to this. Um, it's not really new. Scientists first discovered the Omicron variant in November, and it quickly became clear that the viral lineage already existed as three genetically distinct um, varieties. Each branch of Omicron had its own set of unique mutations. Uh, at the time, the most common was BA1, which quickly spread across the world. BA1 was almost entirely responsible for the record shattering cases in case shattering spike in cases this winter rather. At first BA1 was 1,000 times as common as BA2, but in early 2022, BA2 started to be found in a larger population of new infections. Um, it seems to be easier to catch. Omicron created record-setting spikes of cases for two reasons. It was more transmissible than earlier variants, and it could evade some of the protection from vaccines and previous infections. But recently, BA2 has spread even faster than BA1. It appears that these mutations speed up BA2 by making it more transmissible rather than better able to evade immunity. In Denmark, for example, scientists found that people infected with BA2 were substantially more likely to infect people they shared a house with than those with BA1. In England, researchers found it took that took it took less time on average for someone with BA2 to infect another person, accelerating its spread through communities. Um, yeah. Um, and in a study in Hong Kong, researchers estimated that during an outbreak of BA2 in a public housing complex, the virus doubled every 1.28 days. It is not yet causing a new surge in the United States, and it's not clear if it will. By early 2022, BA2 was growing more common in a number of countries, and by February, it had become dominant worldwide, driving down the once dominant BA1. In some countries in Europe, the rise of BA2 has roughly coincided with a halt in the decline of cases and a new surge. In Asia, some places like Hong Kong that suffered relatively little from earlier variants are now getting pummeled by BA2. It's possible that BA2's high transmissibility is driving these increases in cases, but it's also hard to um, disentangle the subvariance effects from other factors. Um, Europe, for example, has dropped many of its protection measures, making it easier for any coronavirus to jump from one person to another. People who got vaccinated earlier last year may be experiencing waning immunity, especially if they haven't been boosted. Waning immunity. Let's look this up real quick before we continue. Okay, waning immunity. For those of you out there that don't know what that is, I am here to fill you in. I'm going to fill you in. Just Just bear with me. Okay, Robin, I see you. Okay, waning immunity. Let's take a look at what this is. What is it? What is it? Okay. Okay, waning immunity. Explaining waning immunities after vaccinations. Um, Let me take a look at this shit right here. All right. So, wait a minute here. Waning immunity. Where is waning immunity? I don't even know that. Ooh. Hold on a second, folks. What is waning? Hold on. Waning immunity. Waning immunity. What is immunity? Hold on a sec. Waning immunity. Let's see. Waning immunity. What is it? Let's see. Jeez. Okay. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Just a second. Let me see. Um, Give me 1 second. I just need to look up something right now. Okay. Okay, waning immunity is the loss of protective antibodies over time. Really? Is that so? There's gotta be more to this story than this. Um, oh boy. Waning immunity is the progressive loss of protective antibodies against an antigen or disease that occurs with the passage of time. It is a crucial factor in vaccination. Booster doses of a vaccine are given when the immune response to an antigen drops below protective levels. So there you go, right there, man. Your definition of a waning immunity. All right. Um, Now we continue where we left off here. Okay. Okay, waning immunity. All right. Places like Hong Kong that kept COVID out until now were not able to build up much immunity through infections in previous waves. And they have also failed to vaccinate many of their citizens, particularly the elderly. Many who were vaccinated got relatively ineffective ones developed in China. COVID cases are still falling drastically in the United States, even as BA2 is accounting for a greater fraction of those dwindling cases. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention estimated that as of March 12th, BA2 accounted for 23% of cases. As the United States drops many of its own measures, BA2 may be able to spread more easily from person to person. But there are a number of reasons to doubt that it will drive a large new spike of cases and hospitalizations. Um, Existing vaccines work against the BA2 variant. One of the Omicron's most striking features was its ability to partly evade the protection of vaccines. Breakthrough infections became more common, um, helped to drive the case surge to its record high. But the vaccines continue to protect good people. Um, Against severe disease, especially those who received a booster. Throughout the Omicron surge, vaccines remain highly effective against hospitalizations. Um, as BA2 grew more common, scientists began comparing how well vaccines against um, worked against it to their performance against BA1. In laboratory experiments, researchers at Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center in Boston mixed antibodies from vaccinated people with BA1 and BA2 viruses in Petri dishes. Antibodies taken from people 6 months after they got 2 doses of a Pfizer vaccine did equally poorly against both BA1 and BA2, the study found, but after people got booster shots, their antibodies worked well at neutralizing both subvariants. As BA2 caused a growing number of infections, epidemiologists were able to observe how well vaccines reduce the risk of getting COVID. British health officials found little difference between the two subvariants. Researchers in uh, Qatar found that booster shots were about 40% effective against infection with either BA1 or BA2 a month after injection. The boosters were about 90% effective against hospitalizations. Okay, BA2 variant is vulnerable to antibodies made by the immune system after an earlier Omicron infection. One reason that BA1 cases surged to record highs is that it invades immunity from previous infections with earlier variants. That's because antibodies produced during those infections don't stick very well to the subvariant. But people who get infected with BA1 develop antibodies that can prevent BA1 infections for at least several months. When BA2 rose to prominence, scientists worried that its unique mutations might allow it to evade immunity from BA1 infections. That doesn't seem to be the case. The World Health Organization said that the infection with BA1 provides strong protection against infection with BA2. In countries like the United States that have come through major spikes of BA1 infections, the immunity that has built up may shield them from a major BA2 spike. BA2 does not appear to be more severe than the previous version of Omicron. Yeah, right. Omicron proved to be a paradox. It was highly transmissible, but an individual infection was on average uh, less likely to lead to a serious case of COVID than infections from Delta. Many people thus got mild Omicron infections, but that didn't mean the Omicron surge was mild because the variant infected so many people than ever. It led to staggering number of hospitalizations and deaths. Wow. Let's marinate. Let that marinate for a second for the anti-vaxxers out there. Let that marinate. Um, yeah, yeah. Um, okay. Let me keep on going with this. Yeah, studies on Omicron revealed several reasons for its reduced severity. Vaccinations and infections with earlier variants have given many people immune defenses that prevent COVID from spiraling out of control. Omicron also proved to be intrinsic, intrinsically less severe than other variants, causing less damage in the lungs. Those studies were conducted on BA1. Now, similar experiments are ongoing with BA2. Japanese researchers who have infected hamsters with the two variants have found that BA2 causes more severe disease, but it's not clear how good of a model hamsters are for humans. British researchers have found that BA2 infection does not carry a higher risk of hospitalization than BA1. Researchers in Denmark have reached the same conclusion. Some authorized medications work against BA2, others don't. Like BA1, BA2 is able to evade most monoclonal antibody treatments authorized by the Food and Drug Administration, making them ineffective. Some treatments, such as um, Ev- Evusheld, made by AstraZeneca, continue to work. The antiviral drugs, um, Paxlovid, Monu, um, Monupiravir, and Remdesivir all remain highly effective against both BA1 and BA2 if taken soon after a positive test. BA2's stealth variant nickname is outdated. BA2 was nicknamed the stealth variant early in the Omicron wave when scientists had a difficult time tracking it in positive PCR tests. At the time, most infections were either caused by BA1 or Delta. PCR tests used three genes to detect the coronavirus, and one of BA1's mutations caused it to come up negative for one of those genes. That difference offered an easy way to track the variants. Delta would test positive for all three genes, whereas BA1, would test positive for only two. But BA2 lacked the mutation that caused BA1 to come up negative for one gene. That meant that when looking at PCR test results, BA2 was indistinguishable from Delta, hence the stealth variant nickname. Um, but now that Delta has gone from dominant to rare, it's easy to distinguish the two versions of Omicron on a PCR test. Viruses that test positive for only two genes are BA1, and those that test positive on all three are BA2. Yeah, I would be butthurt off of this shit. Yeah, man. Like I said, man, that shit is so fucking serious, man. That shit is so fucking serious, man. I just can't really, like, I don't understand people these days, man, especially the anti-vaxxers and shit, man. I really don't, man. But anyways, all right, we gotta talk about this incident that happened recently, and this has to do with hold on a second. Hold on a minute here. This has to do with this idiot. Okay, we have an idiot. We have an idiot in New York, by the way, who decides to bash somebody with a fucking hammer. Now, listen to this. Listen to this. So this is from AM. This is from the AM New York website. So brute has brute bashes man in hammer attack at West Village subway stop. Hold on a second as this loads up. Okay, here's what's happening here. A hammer wielding assailant hit a guy in the head at a West Village subway station Tuesday night. The 29-year-old victim was walking through the mezzanine of the 14th Street station on the 123 lines near 7th Avenue on March 8th at 9:15 p.m. He bumped into the perp who became aggressive and whacked him on the head with the tool, police said. Oh my fucking gosh, man. Oh my fucking gosh, man. Yeah. That's my question. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why, and I don't have all the answers to this shit though, man. And okay, so this is just beyond crazy. Um, so yeah, so um, the victim. Hold on. He bumped into the perp who became aggressive and whacked him in the head with a tool, police said. The victim was taken to Bellevue Hospital with cuts to his head but in stable condition. Cell phone footage from the incident shows the suspect wearing a red varsity jacket with the letter B in front, a gray shirt, light colored jeans, and a black wig. The attacker was also carrying a light colored bag. A spokesperson um, with the police press said, with the police press office said the victim is Asian and NYPD's hate crimes unit is also investigating the incident. It's the second hammer attack in the subway system in nearly as many weeks after a man allegedly bashed a woman in the head and robbed her at Queens Plaza Station, which I previously talked about in this podcast. Um yeah, Queens Plaza Station in Long Island City, Queens, on February 24th, leaving her in critical condition. Police arrested a man they allege committed that horrible crime 3 days later. Whew. Oh my gosh. Oh my fucking gosh, man. So yeah. Um let's okay, speaking of which, Ryan Coogler. I'll get to Charlamagne the God in a second. And according to Variety, Black Panther director Ryan Coogler was briefly detained by police in Atlanta in January after he was mistaken for a bank robber at a Bank of America, according to a police report filed Wednesday. The director confirmed the incident to Variety and quote, this situation should never have happened, he said. However, Bank of America worked with me and addressed it to my satisfaction, and we have moved on. Coogler was detained and handcuffed after he went to Bank of America to make a transaction on January 7th, according to the Atlanta police report. The 35-year-old director, who was wearing a hat, sunglasses, and a COVID face mask, went to the went to the counter and handed the bank teller a withdrawal slip with a note written on the back that reportedly read, I would like to withdraw $12,000 cash from my checking account. Um Please do the money count somewhere else. I like to be discreet. The teller, however, misinterpreted the situation as as an attempted robbery when the amount of the transaction exceeded $10,000 and triggered an alert notification from Coogler's bank account. The teller then informed her boss that she suspected it was a robbery attempt, and together they called the police. 4 Atlanta PD officers arrived at the scene and detained 2 of Coogler's colleagues who were waiting for him outside the bank in a car with the engine running. They informed the officers who Coogler was and what he was wearing, which matched the description of the man suspected of robbing the bank. Coogler's colleagues were detained the back of a police in the back of a police vehicle, and Coogler was handcuffed and taken out of the bank by 2 of the officers. After verifying Coogler's identity and his Bank of America account, the officers released him and his colleagues. A Bank of America spokesperson told Variety, "We deeply regret that this incident occurred. It never should have happened, and we have apologized to Mr. Coogler." Yeah, right. Um, Coogler has been filming the sequel to the superhero tentpole Black Panther Forever Wakanda. No, Wakanda Forever, excuse me, in Atlanta. The film is set for release in November. Ever since the renewed Black Lives Matter movement in 2020 following the murder of George Floyd in Minneapolis at the hands of the police, there has been heightened scrutiny of incidents of racism across myriad industries and a laser focus on racism in Hollywood. The movement has also emboldened more Black people and people of color in the industry to speak out about their experiences, as discussed in a roundtable hosted by Variety. Well, thank goodness I don't have that type of experience too much though, man, because I think it's all about changing your environment. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute here. Let me just say this though. Hold on. Let me just say this shit right now. I think it's all about changing your environment as far as the atmosphere and where you are and stuff. So it's just, well, it may not be easy for a lot of people, but at the same time, like you really want to actually, make sure you're not with a bad crowd. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And the idiotic teller from Bank of America should be ashamed of herself, man, for mistaking this guy right here as a bank robber. When you know good and hella well that he was not a bank robber. He was just taking fucking money out of his fucking account. And speaking of Bank of America, Charlamagne the God also went in on Bank of America's ass too. So let's get to this right here. Um, let me just get myself situated. Hold on a minute here. I'm sorry. All right. Charlamagne the God slams Bank of America with donkey of the day over Ryan Coogler robbery incident. So Black Panther director Ryan Coogler was briefly handcuffed by Atlanta police in January following a bizarre incident at Bank of America. The famed filmmaker walked into a local branch wearing sunglasses and a mask per the county's COVID-19 mandate, looking to withdraw a large amount of cash. But rather than put his financial business on blast, he slid the bank teller a note that read, "I would like to withdraw $12,000 cash from my checking account. Please do the money count somewhere else. I'd rather be discreet." The teller, described as a Black pregnant woman, thought she was being robbed, so she alerted police to an armed robbery in progress. Once officers arrived on the scene, they detained two people waiting outside for Coogler in an SUV and brought Coogler out in handcuffs. After realizing it was a huge misunderstanding, Coogler and his friends were released. Still, their vindication did little to sway Charlamagne the God from naming Bank of America on Ferry Road Donkey of the Day. Charlamagne proudly gave the bank the distinct honor on Thursday, March 10th, and explained why he was so disgusted. He said in quote, "At the end of the day, he's just a man, a Black man who had a checking account at Bank of America, who had all his proper IDs, was breaking no laws. So what? He had a mask on, a mask and glasses. The CDC says you don't need a mask indoors. He still had one on, cause why not? Everyone says mask mandates indoors is up to our discretion. Ryan had enough street smarts to know the wolves are out. He continued his case by condemning the teller for not checking his account first before calling the police. Charlamagne Tha God was particularly bothered by the police body cam footage. In a clip making the rounds, police officers approached Coogler while he was still at the bank teller counter on January 7th. When one of the cops pulls a gun before detaining Coogler, the 35-year-old can be heard saying, "Whoa, whoa, what's going on?" Coogler immediately cooperates, telling the officers, "Hands behind my back." "You got it," he asks. "Is there any reason y'all are doing this, bro?" But is not given an immediate response. "If you just run my name, you'll understand why you should take me off of these cops," Coogler said. "You could not do it, but it's going to be really bad for you. I'm really trying to keep it from being a bad day on your job, bro." Black man to black man. Coogler then asked for someone to remove his sunglasses because he felt he was having a panic attack. When officers finally tell him he was arrested because of the note, Coogler explains he has a medical assistant who prefers to be paid in cash. And since he has to withdraw a large sum of money to pay them, he doesn't feel safe asking it publicly. Once it became clear the entire thing was a grave mistake, Coogler tells one of the officers, "I need to find out who made that call in there," to which the officer replied, "It came from the bank. We deeply regret that this incident occurred." A Bank of America spokesperson said in a statement, it never should have happened, and we have apologized to Mr. Coogler." Um, Coogler added, "This situation should never happen. However, Bank of America worked with me and addressed it to my satisfaction, and we have moved on." Coogler has been in Atlanta shooting a Black Panther sequel titled Black Panther Wakanda Forever, which is expected to arrive in November. Okay. Um, yeah. Yeah, this is just crazy though, man. Like, of course, a misunderstanding, and you thought that you were getting robbed. Like, come on, man. Yeah, I should have known better, man, for real. Yeah, y'all should have known better though. I don't got much to say on this shit though. Anyway, um, okay. Um, we gotta talk about another incident. And I had to add this because this has to do with a J train fight in Brooklyn ends with man slash, two suspects on the run. This is according to AMNY website that I'm using. Cops are looking for the two perpetrators who slashed a man during a J train fight in Brooklyn on Wednesday afternoon. Law enforcement sources said the incident occurred at about 1:10 p.m. on a Queens-bound J train at the Van Sicklen Avenue station in Cypress Hills. For those of you who may not know what Van Sicklen Avenue is, it's basically the station before and after Alabama Avenue. All right, there you go, right there. Based on a preliminary investigation, police determined that the 27-year-old man got into a tussle with two other men for reasons that remain unknown. The dispute ended, authorities said, when one of the suspects slashed the victim above the left eyebrow. That they then ran out of the train car and out of Van Sicklen Avenue station is in unknown direction. Officers from The 75th Precinct and NYPD Transit Bureau responded to the incident. EMS rushed the victim to Brookdale University, where he's listed in stable condition. Yeah, I would be butthurt too, man. I'd be butthurt about this shit too, man. Like, this is nuts, man. You know what I'm saying? This is nuts. Immediately after the Slash and J trains were delayed in both directions as police conducted an investigation, according to MTA New York City Transit. As officers surveyed the location for evidence, a puddle of blood could be clearly seen along the platform's yellow safety strip adjacent to the train um where the man was slashed. Oh my fucking gosh. The two attackers remain at large as a publication time. Law enforcement sources said. Police said the two men wore red and blue jackets. Of course, anyone with information regarding the slashing can call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-577-TIPS. For Spanish, dial 1-888-57-PISTA. You can also submit tips online at crimestoppers.nypdonline.org or on Twitter at NYPD Tips. All calls and messages are kept confidential. Sheesh. This is so fucking crazy, man. This is so fucking crazy right here, man. All right. All right, let's get into some Chris Brown news. Let's get into some Chris Brown news right here. Okay, this is another story, and this is pertaining to him and Drake firing back at the egotistical claim to no guidance. Here's what's happening. Chris Brown and Drake say it's not that they are egotistical, it's that they are not able to stay abreast abreast abreast. Oh shit. Oh shit. You gotta be kidding me, man. Abreast. Like, really though? Abreast? Oh my fucking gosh, man. I'm sorry. Hold on, give me a minute. I'm gonna find another website here. Hold on. Hold on a second. Shoot. Hang on a second, folks. Chris Brown, and Drake, here we go. Yeah, we're gonna go there right there. All right, so oh man. So this is what's going on here. I had to go to a different website. It's not letting me read the whole story. So let's go to Complex. All right, Drake and Chris Brown have both said the copyright infringement lawsuits over their 2019 song "No Guidance" is baseless. Billboard reports the two musicians are also requesting a federal judge to dismiss the suit filed by Brandon Cooper and Timothy Valentine in October. The two claim the superstars took their own 2016 song "I Love Your Dress" and made no guidance. Among the elements Cooper and Valentine alleged Brown and Drake stole was the hook "You Got It." The attorney Representing Drizzy and Breezy, James G. Samataro rejected the allegations, saying the phrase is too prevalent to be within the realm of copyright law. Plaintiff's suit is premised upon the alleged similarity to a wholly generic lyrical phrase. Samatero wrote, "No one, including plaintiffs, can own or monopolize a non-copyrightable phrase. You got it. And it should come as no surprise that this phrase appears in countless other works." In October, Cooper and Valentine's complaint also listed a number of other similarities between um, the songs, saying Drake and Brown's track was copied or derived from the beat, lyrics, hook, rhythmic structure, um, metrical placement, and narrative context of "I Love Your Dress." Samatero rejected that notion in his response as well. The count can hear for itself that the total concept and feel of the songs is vastly different. Samatero wrote, "Plaintiff's song is a slow R&B love ballad about the writer's wife, featuring one vocalist and relatively few lyrics. In sharp contrast, No Guidance is a faster, longer, and sexually explicit rap and R&B song about a new romantic interest," which is interesting. Additionally, Samatero pointed out that Cooper and Valentine couldn't prove Brown and Drake ever came across their song, which is oblig. Hold on a second. Obligatory in a copyright infringement case, saying that the suit is based on speculative allegations. The Drake featuring No Guidance appeared on Chris Brown's June 2019 album Indigo. The song peaked at number 5 in October 2019 and was later nominated for Best R&B Song at the Grammys, which I'm not watching, by the way, tomorrow. So I'm not even gonna even watch that shit. So I'm not even gonna even watch that. So I'm not even gonna go there. Um okay, in other Chris Brown news. Before I go on to another Chris Brown article right here, let me see how much time I got here. Give me a moment. All right, we can wing this right there. All right, so this is from hotnewhiphop.com. All right, so Chris Brown's new single, Warm Embrace, will be released on April 1st, which is next week. Chris Brown Chris Brown has officially announced his new single titled Warm Embrace. The song was previously previewed a few months ago, becoming one of Chris's most highly anticipated songs. Finally, it will arrive on April 1st. The Virginia-born singer made the announcement by revealing the single's cover artwork, a new preview, and the release date. And the release date, hold on a second, on Instagram. Hold on one second. Need to take a sip. Stay with me, folks. All right. Excuse me. Okay. So the chorus of the song describes Chris's desire to wrap a woman in his warm embrace after getting intimate, which is also depicted on the song's cover artwork. Fans are excited after hearing the song snippet, hoping and praying that the singer actually comes through on his promise to drop this next month. Is this the breezy you've been waiting for? Asked the 32-year-old in his caption. Um, this appears to be one of the lead singles for Chris' upcoming new studio album, Breezy. The project was announced over a year ago, and according to the artist, it will be accompanied by a short film of the same title. Warm Embrace will follow Chris' most recent single, Iffy, which, by the way, I actually talked about the Iffy challenge um, episodes ago. Um, if you guys missed that episode, you can go listen to that when you get a chance at your own time and leisure. All right, so all right, so all right, so of course, Iffy, which has been streamed nearly 12 million times on Spotify. Yes. Um, Check out the new singles preview, artwork, and release date in the post below. Stay tuned for April 1st and let us know in the comments if you are looking forward to this sound from Chris Brown. Um, yeah, that's also the same day. It's also the same day that Morbius the movie comes out. So I'm probably gonna do a review on that probably the week after it comes out. In a future episode of my other show, Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast, which is my review show I'm doing. So there you go right there. Yeah, I didn't record Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast because I wanted to make up for this past Thursday that I didn't get a chance to record. So, you know what I'm saying? So here you go right there. All right. What else can we talk about here? Now, I want to make sure I covered everything. Oh, let's cover before I even get to things to do and the restaurant app tracks and whatnot. Let's get into Life is Beautiful Festival. All right. Okay, here's what we have here from the liveforlivemusic.com. All right, so Life is Beautiful Festival reviews 2022 lineup, which includes Arctic Monkey. Arctic. Arctic Monkeys. Oh my gosh. Okay. Arctic Monkeys, the gorillas. Cage the elephant. Oh man. Oh my gosh. Okay, Life is Beautiful has announced the artist lineup for its 2022 edition, set to take place in Las Vegas, aka Sin City, Nevada, um, on September 16th, 17th, and the 18th. The festival will once again transform 18 city blocks into a playground for music fans from around the world. The lineup is led by a diverse mix of high profile artists, including English rockers, Arctic Monkey. Oh man, Arctic Monkeys. Wow. 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 Hold on. This has to be a laugh right here. Scottish um electro pop producer Calvin Harris, animated outfit gorillas. Oh man. Oh my gosh. Um, New Zealand pop princess Lord, hit making rapper Jack Harlow, Norwegian deep house DJ Kygo, Atlanta trap heroes Migos, contemporary garage rock band Cage the Elephant. Oh man, hold on. Yo, yeah, I swear every single musician that I read their names is like they have the most hilarious names ever, man. You know what I'm saying? They got the craziest names that I never heard of before, man. Believe it or not, though, man. Anyway, let's all right. And Baltimore native dream pop duo Beach House. Oh man, that's crazy. That's a crazy ass name. Additional artists set to perform include Demont Kennedy, Jungle, oh, Alice in Wonderland. Oh shit. Oliver Tree. Oh my gosh. Oliver Tree, Big Boy, Charlie XCX, Shaggy, Said the Sky, Rehab. Oh shit. Rehab. Wow. Rehab. Oh shit. Okay, rehabs. Okay, the name rehab is not it's not RE. It's R3HAB. I never even heard of this person, so forgive me. Oh shit. Um, Griffin. We got Griffin. Um, Sylvan So, Mark Rebellet, Isaiah Rashad, who I reviewed his music discography a couple weeks ago on my review show, Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast. Rico Nasty, Big Wild. Oh shit. Elise Iakara, Coin. Oh man. Coin. Oh wow. SG SG Lewis, Dappin, Bob Moses, um, Ty Verdez, Sonny Fodera, Wet Leg. Oh shit. Oh my lord, that's funny. That's funny right there. JPEG Mafia. Oh my gosh. This is fucking laughable, folks. I can't help it, man, for real. Okay, we got Jax Jones, Alexander 23. Another funny name that's probably similar to when I was reviewing this other artist, Haley Yu, a while back. She had a music artist named Jungle Pussy, which which is so fucking hilarious to me, man. Not as hilarious as this one right here. This person is called Pussy Riot. Oh my goodness. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Elderbrook, grandson. Oh shit. Coy LeRae, Sam Fender, Neil Francis, and more. Related inaugural when we were young festival, blah blah blah. Promises in early 2000s pop punk paradise in Las Vegas. Tickets for Life is Beautiful Festival 2022 in Las Vegas, Nevada on September 16th through the 18th. Go on sale Friday, March 18th at 10 a.m. Pacific time for full ticketing information. Of course, you can click here, head here actually. So let's hang on a second here. Great South Bay Festival reviews. I'm gonna do that some other time as well as other stuff. So I might not have any time to do this. So let's head to I'm gonna head. I wanna go over something. I wanna actually, see what's going on with the prices. So just bear with me. So this is okay. So to give you the full breakdown of the amount of tickets, so let me just fill you guys in if you guys plan to go. So the best is yet to come. Life is Beautiful is where memories are made. Immerse yourself in 18 city blocks transferred into a playground for your imagination. Hold on a second. Hold on. Mm-hmm. 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 All right. See your favorite acts with your favorite people. Discover new artists and comedians. Catch a desert sunset. There's so much to discover around every corner. Um, so your gateway, excuse me, your gateway to Life is Beautiful includes access to 4 stages, culinary villages, comedy and idea showcases, and immersive art experiences throughout the festival grounds. So, so the 3 day ticket costs $380 in fees. 380. Hold on a second. Hold on. Am I reading this right? $380 in fees for a 3 day ticket. Man, that's a lot to ask for, man. And then there's the 3 day on layaway starting at 85 dollars down. What in the world? I didn't even know they do layaways and shit. Oh shit. Um your premium access to spacious lounge areas with prime stage reviewing um concierge services, exclusive food vendors, specialty drinks and cocktails, air conditioned restrooms, and express entry lanes. Of course, the 3 day ticket for this section right here is $795 plus fees. Of course, the 3 day on layaway shit is $147 $8.83. Okay, what's included? Wait, hold on. Hold on. I didn't go over what's included in the first part. So what's included? 70 plus musical performances over 3 days, engaging comedians, entertainers, and theatrical performers. An urban festival spanning 18 city block in downtown Las Vegas. Immersive and multidisciplinary art installations and murals. Las Vegas rooted food and beverage experiences and vending areas um, featuring 50 plus restaurants. Vegan, vegetarian, and gluten-free options will be available too. As for the second part, actually, it's the no 70 plus musical performances over 3 days, engaging comedians, entertainers, and theatrical performers in urban festivals spanning 18 city block in downtown Las Vegas, immersive and multidisciplinary art installations and murals. Las Vegas rooted food and beverage experiences and vending areas featuring 50 plus restaurants. Vegan, vegetarian, and gluten-free options will be available. Access to VIP villages at the downtown and Bacardi stages, exclusive stage viewing areas in the VIP villages, air conditioned restrooms, curated VIP food, beverage, and merchandise offerings, express festival entry through dedicated VIP entrances, um, concierge service at the downtown VIP village, and of course, the third section, your perfect, of course, VIP plus. That's VIP. That's GA. Um, of course, your perfect Vegas weekend in style. VIP plus wristbands offer access to elevated viewing at select stages, exclusive pop up culinary experiences, and mixology demos, complimentary beverages, and more. So you're not gonna believe this shit. You ain't gonna believe this shit. A 3 day ticket for the VIP Plus is 1,565 plus fees. For a 3 day on layaway, it's 258.52. No, excuse me, $258.52 down. And what's included? 70 plus musical performances over 3 days, engaging comedians, entertainers, and theatrical performers, no, performers, excuse me. An urban festival spanning 18 city block in downtown Vegas, immersive and multidisciplinary art installations and murals. Las Vegas rooted food and beverage experiences and vending areas featuring 50 plus restaurants. Vegan, vegetarian, and gluten-free options will be available, and access to VIP villages at the downtown and Bacardi stages, exclusive stage viewing areas in the VIP villages, air conditioned restrooms, curated VIP food, beverage, and merchandise offerings, express festival entry through dedicated VIP entrances, concierge service at the downtown VIP village, elevated viewing platforms at the downtown and Bacardi stages, private air conditioned restrooms and attendance, dedicated bars with complimentary beer, wine, cocktails, and non-alcoholic beverages, daily culinary and mixology features at the downtown stage viewing platform, mobile charging stations, and of course, last but not, hold on a second. And of course, last but not least is All In. So your festival access unlocked. The All In experience includes entry into artist hospitality, exclusive culinary offerings, shuttle service between stages, food and drinks, and a commemorative festival gift. Now, you're not going to believe this shit. but there's no layaway available. Um, the 3-day ticket for all in is, you're not gonna believe this. Listen to this. It's $3,125. Damn, that's highway robbery right there. Yeah, that's highway robbery right there. And this it includes 70 plus musical performances over 3 days, engaging comedians, entertainers, and theatrical performers in urban festival spanning 18 city blocks in downtown Las Vegas, immersive and multidisciplinary art installations and murals. Las Vegas rooted food and beverage experiences and vending areas featuring 50 plus restaurants. Vegan, vegetarian, and gluten free options will be available. Access to VIP villages at the downtown and Bacardi stages, exclusive stage viewing areas in the VIP villages, air conditioned restrooms, curated VIP food, beverage, and merchandise offerings. Express festival entry through dedicated VIP entrances, concierge service at the downtown VIP village, elevated viewing platforms at the downtown and Bacardi stages, private air conditioned restrooms with attendants, dedicated bars with complimentary beer, wine, cocktails, and non-alcoholic beverages. Daily culinary and mixology features at the downtown stage viewing platform, mobile charging stations, access to the artist hospitality lounge, exclusive front row viewing area at downtown and Bacardi stages, air conditioned shuttle service between the downtown and Bacardi stages, 2 daily food vouchers redeemable at any festival food vendor, commemorative gift shipped direct to your home after the festival. Wow, that sounds pretty good, but too fucking expensive, man. I don't know why they make it that expensive, but that's not that's not really something I want to actually do. Um so there you have it right there, man. Yeah, there you have it right there though. I want to go to okay, I want to go over the some there's some restaurant apps, and I want to go over some things to do. So let's go to the restaurant app tracks. I know it's almost midnight, so just bear with me. So I'm just gonna go through this real fast, real quick. Seated, a restaurant discovery app put together a roundup of the top cuisines in each neighborhood of New York City. The most popular restaurants by meal, where Marmon and Nomad for breakfast, Rose Mexicano in Union Square for brunch, Marmon and Tribeca for lunch and dinner at Rosa. Hold on a second. Rosa Mexicano in Lincoln Center. In many neighborhoods across the city, the data shows some commonalities between what types of food New Yorkers preferred. In places like Rockefeller Center, Hamilton Heights, Park Slope, and Greenwich Village, the app found that locals preferred American cuisine. Overall, a majority of the neighborhoods chose American. Um, Locals chose seafood as their top cuisine in neighborhoods like Alphabet City. Alphabet City. Alphabet City. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, man. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Alphabet City, Sunset Park, Mill Basin, and Yorkville. For meal times, places like Soho, Carroll Gardens, and Upper East Side favorite brunch. The app also discovered that New Yorkers are willing to travel for good food. 85% so excuse me, 85% of seated reservations came from members who were going to another zip code to eat out, pick up food from a restaurant. People were also more likely to book reservations in advance 6.5 hours before without walk-ins and 1 hour before with walk-ins. Um, all right. Now, this is for anybody that's in the New York area. Everybody that's in New York, you're looking for something to do for March 25th to the 27th. I got you right here. So it started from March 25th. Um, resi- Residencia Patron. No, excuse me. Um, Residencia Patron. Patron Tequila. Patron Tequila, the world's number one super premium tequila, is bringing modern Mexican luxury to New York City with Residencia Patron, a destination celebrating Mexican culture and bold innovation. The experience brings together a representation of the Patron time honored, handcrafted tequila process alongside Mexican artisans, inventors, and creators who push the boundaries of what contemporary Mexican luxury embodies. Enjoy this private special event and reserve a free spot. Space is limited. First come, first serve, and attendees must all be 21 plus. The event recurs every hour from noon to 5 p.m. Um, and this is Studio 525, um, located 525 West 24th Street, New York, New York, 1001. The dance floor, fresh, bold, and so deaf. Joining Universal Hip Hop Museum for Women's History Month is the Ladies of Hip Hop Dance Collective. Um, um, LDC, an female intergenerational trope led by director choreographer Michael Bird McPhee, previewing a new commission from the Guggenheim's Works and Process series. LDC's work centers on feminist narratives examining intersections of gender, race, and resistance. After the show hit the dance floor for an unforgettable hip hop jam, this event is free starting at 7:30 p.m. David Rubenstein Atrium, located at 61 West 62nd Street, New York, New York, 10023. Public art installation drive through. The Winter Public Art Installation drive through is a rec, re, excuse me, reconfigurable outdoor theater that incorporates light through rear projection, showing videos from Brooklyn based artists that highlight New York City's communities and explores themes of urban life. This weekend, um, starting Friday, watch Tamika I. Williams construct and clearing and sanctuary. Um, Construct clearing seeks to understand how we wear and repeat family patterns of silence and separation. Sanctuary illustrates the aftermath of African Caribbean mothers leaving their daughters to immigrate to the United States, combining academic research, audio biographical expression, and archival interviews. The free films are best views starting at dusk. The Plaza at 300 Ashland, located 85 Flatbush Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, 11217. Saturday, March 26th, which is today. The Rock and Roll Playhouse residency at Rockefeller Center. Enjoy Rockefeller Center's new monthly live sing-along series with the Rock and Roll Playhouse. Dance, play, and rock out with the band to top rock hits. Experience the classics every month with a fun twist the whole family can enjoy this month. The Rock and Roll Playhouse welcomes Women of Rock for a Women's History Month celebration. This event is free and doors open at 11 a.m. And the place is Center Plaza, located 45 Rockefeller Plaza, New York, New York, 10111. Trailblazers, a kids concert celebrating women in classical music. Experience an upcoming family concert featuring works by female classical composers. Our fantastic Suzuki strings and piano students will present pieces by a variety of women composers. Returning MC Annie Lee Moffett will introduce our performers and lead a discussion on classical music, exploring what defines the genre and how female composers have played a role. This concert is for music lovers of all ages, but is especially geared towards kids age 8 and older. The show begins at 5 p.m. Tickets are priced at $12 for adults and $8 for children. Hold on a minute. Yes. Brooklyn Conservatory of Music, located at 58 7th Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, 11217. That shit sounds far, man. That shit sounds fucking far for me. um, and last but not least, Sunday, March 27th, which is tomorrow, Colon Cancer Challenge 5K. Unite and raise awareness of colorectal cancer, support those battling the disease, and raise funds for the Colon Cancer Foundation's strategic initiatives of advocacy, public awareness, research, and screening. Choose the 1 mile walk, the 5K run, or run wherever you are in the virtual 5K. No matter what distance you cover, you will make up ground in the race to prevent colorectal cancer. Survivors will be invited to celebrate their victory over colorectal cancer during a special survivor ceremony and commemorative photo. You guys, if you folks out there that's listening and watching on the YouTube place right there, don't know what colorectal cancer is, I would suggest you actually do some research on it because the shit might be serious. You know what I'm saying? So it's best to take care of yourself, health wise. You know what I mean? Um, yeah. Yes. So the event begins at 10 a.m. Register online to secure your spot for $35. Queens Museum, Flushing Meadows, Corona Park. Of course, this is this is located at Flushing Meadows, Corona Park Building, Queens, New York, 11368. Um, Plant Cure, Brooklyn Botanic Gardens. This Sunday is the last day to visit this exhibit. Explore the healing properties of plants through the eyes of 5 contemporary artists. The exhibit features artwork from Desiree Alvarez, Agnes Murray, Maddie Rosenberg, Amanda Thackeray, and James Walsh, who during their 6 months as visual artists in residence at the garden found inspiration in its archival and living collection. The exhibit is free with general admission. Brooklyn Botanic Gardens, located 990 Washington Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, 11225. And the Macy's Flower Show. Join Macy's for the opening day of their annual OD to springtime with thousands of stunning flowers and lush plants, transforming their flagship store into one of the most colorful destinations in New York City. This can't miss show spotlights beautiful blossoms and the fresh fragrances they evolve. It's a sensational way to usher in the new season. This event is free and open to the public during store hours on Macy's Herald Square, located at 151 West 34th Street, New York 10011. And finally, but not least, um, Crumbs, um, Crumstee, excuse me, Crumsteesa, black and white in color and sound. New York City's own the Flushing Remonstrance will take the stage at Let Love In to score a number of classic um, experimental films. The show starts at 8 p.m. Admissions is free, though donations are greatly appreciated. Let Love In, 2720, located at 23rd Avenue, Astoria, Queens, New York, 11105. All right. All right. I think that's a wrap for this show right here, episode 129. Of course, you guys, folks out there, you like what you heard in today's episode and previous episodes whatsoever. Be sure you do some catching up on the previous episodes and new episodes on YouTube and of course the audio streaming platforms, which I will actually get to in a couple seconds. So there you go, right there. All right, so the Cash App is $ G Money Stacks 555. Um, Once again, it's not about breaking the bank. It's all about doing the best you can on whatever amount you are comfortable giving will be appreciated. Um, and yeah, so here you go, right there. Now we're gonna go to. I'm not gonna go to podcast free game tonight, but probably in the next episode I will actually get to that. So we're gonna go instead of going to podcast free game mechanisms, we're gonna go to um a segment that's also my favorite, which is called Stream Choices on the Go. And you guys know what this is. This is all about me trying to inform you where you can actually you know, follow the show, follow me. I forgot all about that right there. I'm sorry about that. I forgot all about that. Um anyway, I forgot to put that on. So there you have it right there. I forgot to put that banner on, so I didn't realize that. Um anyway, you can follow me on 17 Live at G Money Stacks, Queens, New York. And you can follow this show right here on Facebook and Instagram. Off the Meat Rack Chainz New York podcast, Facebook and Instagram, alongside with my other shows, which is Excellent Fun Vibrant Podcast. Episode 20 will be recorded tomorrow. Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast will be on Mondays 6 p.m., Tuesdays 9 p.m., Saturdays at 6 p.m. I didn't record today because I wanted to make up for the missed recording episodes that I didn't get a chance to record. So for this one, I am going to make it up on a Tuesday. So, you know what I'm saying? So I'm actually going to do that. So anyway, you can follow Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast on the gram alongside with my primary handle, G Money Stacks 555 in Queens, New York. Be sure to turn on your notifications on Instagram so you can watch me in action, say hi to me, and be able to get some and be able to chime in on some topics that was discussed. And you know the rest. Um, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Um, you can go to the link in the bio where it says linktree/gmoneystacks555. It's gonna have a link in there where you, the listeners out there, and the people watching in the YouTube universe can leave a voice message to me, as far as, like, your thoughts, your opinions, your feedback is important. All right, your feedback is important. Will be appreciated. You're able to have some topic ideas, questions for me, whatever it is, though, man. The floor is yours. To all the listeners out there and the YouTubers in the YouTube universe, you got any questions, any topic ideas and stuff like that, or whatever, um, you could just put it in there in the voice message on Anchor.fm on there. So you click on there, and you should see the word message on there. You click on there, and you should be able to record your voice message on there too. So there you go, right there, with your iPhones and your Androids, your laptops, all that good stuff right there. So there you go, right there. And speaking of Anchor, this is where you can listen to Off the Meat Rat Chainz New York podcast episodes, which is also on Anchor. Um, as I go on through this list, make sure you subscribe to all these audio stream platforms on the go, especially YouTube. So I'm gonna get to YouTube last, so don't you worry about that. So subscribe to Anchor, Audacity, Audible, Audio Burst, um, Amazon Music, Breaker, Castbox FM, Deezer, Listen Notes, Moon FM Podcast, Play FM, Pocket Cast, Podbay. We are on Podfriend, Podo Polo, Podorama, Podcast Index, Podcast Addict. We are on Podchaser, Podverse, Reason FM, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio. Don't forget to listen. Don't forget to leave a 5-star rating on Podchaser, Podfriend, and Spotify. It will be appreciated. We are also on Radio Public, iHeartRadio, the #1 app for music, radio, and podcasts. Make sure you subscribe to those apps and links that I just mentioned. And last but not least, the YouTube. Make sure you grab that subscribe button and tap the noti bell so you could be reminded of when the show goes on the air via live stream. And of course, make sure you leave a like and a comment along with the episodes and topics, upcoming episodes, more video content, previous episodes. Make sure you catch up on the new and previous episodes that's on YouTube, along with the audio streaming platforms that I just mentioned. Make sure you subscribe to all those links and all those apps where you see the podcast names on there. And do the same with my other YouTube channels, Excellent Fun Vibrant Podcast and Meticulous Vibe Juice Podcast. Make sure you subscribe to those over there. Make sure you download, make sure you share the videos, share the episodes, make sure you tell a friend to another friend, and also make sure you share the podcast along with audio streaming platforms with the audio streaming platforms with the link that says Linktree/GMoneyStacks555 on there, with your husbands, your wives, your girlfriends, your boyfriends, your friends, and much more. Right. So there you go, right there. Um, like I said, man, I want to thank every single person out there who actually took the time to listen to me and the previous episodes so far. By the time this comes out, this episode right here is going to be uploaded to the YouTube channel page, G Money Stacks 555. The audio episode will be out on Monday. All right. I got until tomorrow to do this, so you know what I'm saying. So there you go. Um, and by the way, everybody that's listening through all around the world, the USA, Canada, Long Island, aka Strong Island, also the 5 boroughs, including Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island, and Queens. I really appreciate you guys that actually took the time and actually reached out. Like I said, spread the word to everybody. Word of mouth is important for this show right here, Off the Meat Rack Chainz New York podcast. It's already been a year already. This year is going to be the 2nd-year anniversary, so stay tuned for that as well. So you know what I'm saying. The premiere of this show was released November 11th, 2020, which was 2 years ago. All right. So there you go, right there. So thank you so much for listening and tuning in and rocking with me. I really hope you guys enjoyed yourselves this week, especially the first day of spring. Especially if you have any spring break plans, make sure you be careful out there. So you don't get into any sticky icky situations. All right. So there you go, right there. There you go, right there. Also, be mindful of the people you surround yourself with, as far as like the vans, the subways, the planes, uh, the Ubers, the taxis, the restaurants, the movie theaters, not to mention the buses. You know what I'm saying? Um, I will give you an update on what's going on with the with the whole mask mandate with the subways and the buses and stuff. So it remains to be seen. There's a possibility I may make a segment called Remains to Be Seen, is when I give you an update on some stuff. So you know what I'm saying? So um who knows? It may happen. So there you go, right there, man. Um, G Money Stacks is clocking out. I'm off this shit. I'll see you guys next time on this show right here, the New York podcast show right here, which is Off the Meat Rack Chainz New York podcast. Appreciate every single one of you, man. Um, and on Anchor, we're about to reach 2K plays, man. By the time this goes out, by the time we reach 129 and 130 episodes, we're already probably gonna reach 2K. So I'm aiming for that right there. So there you go, right there. So and I actually covered some things to do from March 25th to the 27th. All right. So March 26th, March 25th, 26th, 27th. I already covered that already. Um, you're more welcome to actually listen to that. I will actually come up with more stuff to do in New York City for you guys that's in the New York areas of the 5 boroughs. Whether you're upstate, whether you are in Long Island, aka Strong Island, I got y'all. So thanks to the website that I use, which is AM New York, I will look up some more stuff to do as we reach April 1st. So there you go, right there, man. So listen, man. Peace and one love. I hope you guys enjoyed the first week of spring. There's going to be more spring weather to come when we reach April, all right? Enjoy yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll be back next week. And have yourselves a good night. All right. Good night.